Okay, excited for Thursday night. It's always an opportunity on the national stage for these players to go play football in front of our fans at our place. So I know the guys are very excited about the challenge. And it is a challenge playing Thursday night. You're coming off of Sundays, so your body's not going to feel perfect. It's the same thing that our opponent's feeling. So these guys are pushing to Thursday. Have a great opponent, a division opponent, an opponent we know really well. They're well coached. They have players really at all spots on the offense, defense, special teams. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. Got to really use these days of preparation, mentally, physically, get ready to go Thursday night. And with that, I'll take any questions.
The players on defense keep talking about, we got to fix these communication issues, especially in the secondary. How important is it to fix them? How do you fix them? And then what's the challenge on a short week of addressing whatever needs to be fixed?
To your point, Jake, you do have to fix issues that can be big plays and can go against you. So that's been something that we've have addressed. We'll continue to address. We'll continue to work at practice, those type of things, and really make sure that they don't happen again. Because when they do, it's, as we've talked about ad nauseum, it can hurt you.
Is it difficult to fix, Kevin, or is it verbal hand signals, or what is the key?
Bottom line, Jeff, when you're playing defense, and we've played really good defense at moments this year, at a lot of moments last season, so with a lot of the same players that we're talking about. So it's just about being about your business, doing our job, our coaches putting our players in position. It's really a collective effort.
Is there any issue with the calls being too complicated, Kevin, or too much adjustment right before the snap?
Yeah, I don't want to get too far into it. I think our players have been very accountable. Our coaches have been very accountable. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We share in all the good stuff. We share in all the bad stuff.
The other night after the game, you mentioned that in some of these lapses that the youth is showing up. So I'm just wondering, when you talk about them having to grow up fast, what can you as coaches do to kind of help that process along?
Yeah, I think that's every roster. You're counting on young players. And I think we've had a ton of guys play really, really good football for us from game one. Sometimes you have rookies that maybe don't play for the first 6, 7, 8 games, and then they're in there. And we've had guys that, to their credit, have been in there from the jump. So it's just a maturation process for all young players, and I think the guys are doing a nice job.
Not having Big Ben out there for a Browns-Steelers game, so what have you seen from Mitch Trubisky when you watch him prepare to face him?
Yeah, he's a really good quarterback, and I saw him a lot when I was in Minnesota and he was in Chicago. He's very, very athletic. He can really move around, make plays with his feet. He can take off and run, and he can throw while scrambling. So I think they do a nice job of utilizing his athleticism. They have skill players really all over the field, outside, inside, that can hurt you.
Nick said that in hindsight he wishes he had gone down. Amari said he wished he had recovered the onside kick and should have done a better job on that. What does it mean to have kind of your leaders on the team step forward, be accountable, all those kinds of things after a tough loss?
Yeah, we have a very, very accountable group. Having said that, I've addressed those things that put it on me, those type of things. So the players don't hide from it. I don't hide from it. For us, the focus really goes to Thursday night.
We saw Winfrey in the locker room assume everything's back to normal
Yes.
with him. He'll be on the field today and
Yes.
possibly active.
Exactly, yes.
Do you expect Joel Miles to be good for Thursday?
We'll see. Yeah, again, I mentioned it before, these Thursday night games, sometimes it's hard for guys to make it. We'll take every hour as they come.
Had a shoulder harness on. He said it's from a weightlifting incident or whatever. Is he okay
Yes.
physically?
Mm-hmm.
Conklin, anything new on him? We'll see.
We'll see. Get the words right out of my mouth, Tony.
Kevin, with Clowney out now, Winovich going on IR, how much confidence do you have in Alex Wright and his ability to step in there?
Similar to what we were talking about earlier with Ashley, these are young players that we're asking a lot of them right away, and Alex in particular really has responded. He's made plays in these games. He's got his hands on balls. He's very active. So young player, he's going to make his mistakes like you'd expect, but really think highly of the young man.
Times on Sunday when you guys threw basically 4 edge rushers out there on the front. What are you hoping to accomplish when you have 4 guys like that on your front 4?
Yeah, I think for us, it goes back to versatility, and having guys that have some inside-outside flex allows you to do those type of things in obvious passing situations. So it's really, you have to look at the roster week in and week out and see what's available to you, and sometimes those are options for us.
You guys put Chase and Jesse on IR. Are those season-ending injuries?
I don't know yet.
And a guy like Jadeveon, do you think that the ankle's something that he's going to miss extended time?
He'll miss this one, and then obviously you get extra time on the back end, so I can't speak to after this one. I'm not sure.
So unique.
He's a really, really good football player. Has corner skills, playing corner earlier in his career where he can match receivers. He's got unbelievable ball skills, unbelievable instincts. He's playing safety as high a level as anybody in the game, in my opinion. Just a really, really good football player.
Coach, how are you feeling about the vertical passing game? You feel like it's a work in progress still? Do you think that there's opportunities that you guys can take a little bit more often, especially off of play action?
Yeah, I think each game calls for a different game plan. There's some defenses that are going to give you opportunities, some that you're going to have to wait and be patient for those opportunities, but everything's a work in progress. We need to always consider all aspects of what we're doing we have to work at it, and it's no different than the run, the pass, the run defense, the pass defense. We're constantly trying to get better.
To tweak this offense and kind of really work it around Jacoby. On the positive side from Sunday, the offense seemed to really find its stride there. So do you come away from that game at least feeling good about that and with something that you can build on and maybe carry forward as a blueprint?
Yeah, I think in all results, you're trying to learn. You'd love to learn after wins, but you got to learn after losses as well, and find out what you do well, and continue to do those type of things and protect those type of things, meaning find out what you're good at and then protect it with different schemes, and then find out some things that you're struggling at and figure out whether you can fix it or whether you need to move on, because I've said it before, there's plenty of offense, there's plenty of defense. We just got to do what we do well.
And Jadeveon, good 1-2 thing going on. So with Jadeveon out and assuming Miles is going to play, what kind of trickle-down effect does it have on Miles when Jadeveon's not in there?
Yeah, Mary Kay, we talked a lot about that player opposite Miles often gets, a little bit less attention. And then with Jadeveon, he's another guy that teams pay attention to. He's very disruptive. He does a great job in the run game, very long, gets great effort sacks and effort pressures. So we need everybody. Whenever somebody's out, you just got to step up. And who's ever next man up, we just need the best version of that person. Not going to ask them to play like JD, for instance.
Turning the page quickly, especially because of the Thursday night game. But will you be looking for signs to see if the loss is lingering at all with your player?
Yeah, I think that's why yesterday was so important, Scott. I think you spend time talking about it, and then you spend all of your time getting ready for Thursday night. And it's there's only so many hours, so you really have to use those hours to get your mind and body ready for Thursday night, because really anything in the past is in the past.
The quick transition that it is a division opponent. I mean, you're quite familiar with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think it helps us, helps them. So I think it's not an advantage to either of us, if you will. So very familiar with their scheme, but they have new players. We have new players. So they're doing different things on offense, defense, special teams, as you'd expect we are as well.
Coordinator for them. What changes have you noticed out of them from what maybe previous?
Yeah, TA's a very, very good coach. Again, went against him when he was in Detroit. He's a very aggressive coach. I think you see fingerprints of what they've done in the past, obviously, because they've played good defense. You see Coach Austin, you see Coach Flores, you see different things from each one of those guys in this defense.
Obviously, it's the same for both teams, but your training staff or nutrition staff or whatever, who really gets credit, behind the scenes, for getting Nick Chubb, especially since he gets a lot of hits going on?
Yeah, I think to your point, Jeff, I think it takes a village to get these guys to Sunday, and then in this case Thursday. And I think we have some unbelievable resources here when it comes to nutrition and strength and conditioning and the recovery room, and we want these guys to take advantage of every single one of these resources. Because I told them yesterday, and I'll say it again: to these Thursday games, these guys are warriors. What they put their body through to make it to Thursday is very impressive to me.
Different about Winfrey since he came back?
No. Yeah.
Key question, and I guess I know you talked about Alex Wright, but Isaiah Thomas too. I mean, he's gone through obviously missing time when his daughter was born, and then the hand has been some of the biggest adversity he said he's faced. Just how have you guys seen him come along?
Yeah, IT's done a nice job for us, Ashley. I think back to when we got him, we did a lot of work on him, the player and the person, and he's a very squared away, works very hard, diligent about what he does. So if there's more opportunities for him, we trust him.
TJ Watt not playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player, Tony. I have a ton of respect for him. He finds ways to impact the game. Obviously hoping he gets better, but he's a great player.
Hayward's been around forever, it seems like. What keeps him so good? What do you see that, even in year 12, that, makes him such an impact?
Yeah, he's a great schematic fit for what they do. He's so strong. He's a mismatch really anywhere you play him along the line. He's just so strong, such a big, powerful player, and he plays with great effort. I think that's the thing that also shows up on tape is he really plays throughout the whistle, down in and down out.
They've struggled a little bit offensively. You were talking about Trubisky being athletic, making plays with his feet. It seems like they have some pretty good talent at the receiving core, the potential that they bring through the passing game with their whole unit.
Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive group. Think about the guys that they have on the outside that can beat you with speed and size. They have guys that can win on the inside with speed and savviness. So they really have multiple ways to beat you with their weapons and how they can align them. So we have to be ready. We have to be ready for what I think is a really potent attack.
Good. Just about Minka. Last one. Yeah, just about Minka and how he changes the game planning for you guys this week.
Yeah, I talked about him earlier. Great player, can show up anywhere on the screen when you're watching tape. He's somebody that you got to pay attention to and know where 39 is at all times. Okay, thanks, guys.